Hey, I'm Adrian and welcome to the first part of the tutorial. In this part, after you animate your own 3D car model or just take my scene, we'll set up V-Ray for render, add some HDR map and the shadow made material. With this done, we're gonna render the elements separately. In the scene, I already have animated the car. I have created a camera with the reference of this plate. I have a V-Ray light in this position. It has an 80 multiplier. And I have the elements saved separately for render. As you can see, I saved the elements individually for render because it's easy to work in After Effects with them on separate layers. Let's try a render without V-Ray setup. Okay, let's set up the V-Ray. Choose the V-Ray render engine. Okay, make the checks that I do. Indirect illumination, light cache. The irradiance map to very low, or if you have time to medium or higher. This is how it looks. Okay, now we have to add the HDR map. You have it in your folder. Spherical. Let's animate this to simulate the passing by of the environment. Okay, flip. Okay, press 8 and let's drag the HDR map to the environment and also to the environment in the V-Ray setup, and let's hit render again. Okay, it looks much better. I'm gonna hide all to see how it looks with all the elements. Okay, it looks great. And all we need are some shadows dropped down the street. Okay, let's make a plane. That is gonna be the base for our material. Let's select the wrapper. And choose a standard material. Make the diffuse black because we don't want no influence on our car. The alpha contribution to -1 and those checks there. Drag and drop on the plane and let's see the result. As you can see, we have the shadows down there. Okay, you have to save all the animated elements separately in order to render and import them in After Effects separately. Or you can just render one at a time by hiding and unhiding the animated elements. If you need help, just open my 3ds Max scene to see how I separate them. Hey, welcome back to the second part of the tutorial. Let's create our general folder, our subfolders. As I told you before, you got to have a logic hierarchy in your subfolders. Let's import our first footage, the plate, and the Octavia model. Put it in the right folder. Okay, this is the plate. Make a new composition. That will be our car composition. Name it to car transformation. Drag the Octavia and separate it from its background. Okay. Now let's import our old shadow exported from 3ds Max. Put it in the right folder and drag it in the composition.
A vast virus database has been updated.
Okay, and adjust its position to fit the Octavia's tires. And we're gonna have our shadow dropped on the road. Okay, freeze frame it because the HDR map in 3ds Max did some errors on our shadow. Rename it Grand Shadow. Okay, let's put the plate in this composition to try and match the color of the Octavia to the color of the plate. Okay, first effect will be the curves. Try to get more contrast. Desaturate the color. Some lower contrast to have a gray tint and a black surface. Okay, and let's track the plate to create a camera and a null object. Let's select this controller. Okay, drag the car transition composition down and take the value from the null object and paste it on the composition layer. And from now we're gonna adjust the position and the scale of the car and try to throw some keyframes there to look that it's coming towards us. Okay, adjust. Let's animate them and 1 degree of rotation. And maybe here we're gonna have a 2 degree rotation. Okay, adjust it till you like it. And let's give this keyframe some curves. Okay. Try to speed it up at the beginning. Okay. I like this result. If you don't like it, you maybe want to try a little bit more to make it more natural. Again, this is a fast solution when you don't have any material. you have a lot of missing elements, but you have to make quick something from nothing. Okay. Let's add some damage to the car to relate to the damage of the DSLR camera that we used to shoot that shot. Okay. Put the solids in the right folder and import all your exported footage from 3ds Max in the elements folder. Okay, we're gonna start with the doors and let's try to puzzle it down. Okay, I'm gonna use this to position the future car and paste the position to the doors. Okay, we need this separation mask to make them look like they're coming from the interior of the Octavia model, and animate this mask to reveal the fender when they overlapping the Octavia fenders. Okay. Make a delay between the doors layers. Okay. Okay. Let's take the first hood. Again, the separation mask. And again, we have to animate some keyframes to reveal the hood. Okay. Some feather. Okay. And the front hood. Position its timing. We have to make a separation mask for the front hood also. Okay, add some keyframes. Okay, let's add the bumper. This is gonna be revealed by opacity. Okay. The mirrors. Okay. The frame, the side frames. Okay. Okay, let's take the old shadow and cut out the glass shield. That is gonna be revealed by the front hood. Okay. Let's adjust this mask. Okay. Seems good. It's got to be under the hoods. Some feather. Okay, and the layer has to start here and be revealed by the hood. Okay. Okay, let's separate the driver from the Octavia model and try to integrate it on the Mercedes glass that we just cut out. Okay, some adjustments. Let's play with the hue. Lower the lightness. Play with the opacity. Add some feather. Okay, some brightness and contrast. Okay, we have to put a little to the right. Another mask to feather the head on the upper region. Okay, now we have to put in front of the driver this glass wiper. I don't know the correct term. Okay, let's make a layer. That will be our glass tint. Okay, and copy the mask from the glass shield. Okay, let's select this all and create the Mercedes composition and try to adjust the position to fit this Octavia model a bit better. Okay, let's see a render. Okay, my tutorial it's at double speed, so the rendering might look a bit short, but your composition should play at the right speed. Okay, let's put the license plate right after the bumper is created. Let's accessorize the front hood with that plastic grille. Okay. Okay. Let's rename this to glass tint. Okay, and now drag another all shadow layer and let's cut out the front elements of the Mercedes. Okay, and duplicate them again and cut out another element and rename them. Let's drop a Venetian blinds over the grille. Okay. Okay, let's cut out the fog lights and rename them. We make a new layer for the lower grille. Okay, make a mask. Put it under the bumper. Okay, and now let's animate those newly created elements. Okay, let's start with the headlights. Okay, the fog lights transition will be by opacity. Let's get the right timing. Okay, and another all shadow layer to put behind all the elements to make sure that we don't have any gaps where the bindings of the elements are. Okay. Now we need to simulate the shadow dropped from the Mercedes elements on the Octavia surface. And duplicate the Octavia model. Let's play with the exposure and create a mask, intersection mask. and add some keyframes to the expansion. Okay, that seems right. Let's add some more curves to the layer. And take down some saturation and play with the highlights in color finesse. Some camera lens blur, other adjustments. And look at the animation. Okay, let's add the damage. Okay. Okay, it's too bright. I think this is okay. Okay, let's add the light and switch off these parameters. Okay, and add a new solid, rename it to flare, and add some flares to it. Switch it to track the lights and choose a preset flare. Okay, I want it to be blue. I don't know why. Okay. Add some keyframe to keep that light on the edge of the frame, but try to keep it out because we don't want to see the source of the flare. Okay, now I'm gonna throw an adjustment layer that is gonna be our color correction layer. I'm gonna play with the looks, but you can use anything you like. I'm not in love with this one, but it's very fast and you get the idea, and if you want better results, you have to work more on it. Now let's add some grain. And this is our result. Okay, I hope this was a help for you, and feel free to check my Vimeo profile.